So, Madison, it is a pleasure to finally get you on the podcast. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Dude, I'm chilling. Semester's over. Finally made it.
Great.
All is well in the world.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
So, when I first discovered that you were a journalist, that was when we had a class together.
Yes.
Theory of public opinion.
Yes.
Or public opinion theory. Whatever way you want to, say it or word it. But it's very interesting because I'm not going to lie. When I first saw you in class, I was thinking to myself, this girl's probably the shit. Like, let me not push no buttons. I'm going to let her rock. And then, what do you know? A regular on the show. Shout out to Maldo. He was a journalist.
Maldo.
Yeah, she's a journalist. And he says that, yeah, this girl Madison's in the department. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what the heck? And fast forward, and here we are. Here we are, and you're graduated.
Yep.
And what are you, leaving for Florida soon? Or where are you going?
I am from New Jersey.
You're from Jersey.
I'm from North Jersey.
Okay.
I'm about like an hour from the city and
All
like
right.
an hour from Pennsylvania. I'm
Okay.
like North Jersey. But I'm starting grad school in the summer. I'm going to Syracuse. So
Oh, you're going to Syracuse?
Yes,
Fire.
for grad school. I just found that out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Dude, that's what's up.
So I'm really excited about it.
What made you want to go to grad school or further your education?
So I always wanted to get my master's. Like even when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I really want to like get the highest level degree I could possibly get.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to play sport in college, which ended up being lacrosse. And
Check.
I was like, oh, well, if I play lacrosse, like I could just play lacrosse for another year and get my master's. And it would be like not easy, but like I'd enjoy it.
Of course.
So yeah, that plan kind of failed because Syracuse is currently number 2 in the country.
Oh, my God.
So I will
Wow.
not, my 4'11 ass will not be playing on that team. But they have one of the best programs for what I want to do. So I'm going for my master's in science for broadcast and digital journalism on the sports media and communications track.
Okay.
So I'm really excited
Okay.
about that. And
Big things, big things.
The program's extremely hard to get into, so I have to take this opportunity. And although
Of course.
it means no lacrosse, it's okay. Even though I have an extra year because of COVID.
Yeah.
So,
True.
yeah.
So, let's rewind. I'm so glad you said that. So it's like when you open a book,
Yeah.
you hear the ending. It's like, all right, now you want to know how I got
Want
here.
the details.
Yes. No, that was great. So, let's rewind it back. High school.
Yes.
If you mind sharing, where did you play lacrosse in high school?
It was called Mount Olive High School. It's in Morris County.
Okay.
So, yeah, North Jersey area.
Shout out North Jersey.
North Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I played there for 4 years. I was on the varsity team for 4 years.
Sheesh. Damn. Okay.
I also got to play with my sister because my sister made varsity her freshman year.
Shout out.
So, shout out to Drew.
Okay.
So yeah, we got to play for a year when I was a senior. She was a freshman. Played there for 4 years. Really enjoyed it. Had a good experience. One thing I will never forget is my sister actually scored the winning goal on senior night for me in overtime.
Nice.
So shout out Drew once again. But yeah, that was my experience.
So what made you want to play lacrosse, even if it was way before high school?
So I started playing lacrosse in 5th grade. I originally played soccer and softball, and I hated both. I was like, I'm so over this.
Yeah.
I also did gymnastics for a little bit. But yeah, once I started playing lacrosse, I fell in love with it, and I continued it, and it was the only sport I played, so I
Right.
put a lot of work into it. I played year round. I played on a summer team, a fall team, and then our season was in the spring, so I was always playing lacrosse.
Right.
And yeah, I knew probably in middle school that I wanted to play in college, so I was like, screw this, let's just ride it out and let's try to play in college, and here we are.
What was the hardest thing about lacrosse, whether it was from 5th grade and on, high school ranks, college ranks? Is there a similar vibe as to what the hardest thing to get done in the sport is? Or is it like a you thing? Maybe what is it called? Cradling skills?
Yeah.
Is that what you would call that?
Well, I think
what would it be?
my biggest challenge, which is something you probably wouldn't expect me to say, is my height. So being 4'11" sucks in a sport, and everyone is always so tall.
Okay.
So I always had a disadvantage of these girls were so much bigger than me and honestly could plow me over. But I am very fast, so
Yeah, there you go.
that ended up helping me. But I would say my biggest challenge was probably dealing with my height.
But couldn't that be an advantage in a way? Because, like, they have to, like, reach down to you in a way.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, excuse me. Like,
Excuse me.
I don't know. You could, like, see it coming. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the speed aspect helped a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Defenders often have to, like, crouch down in order to defend me. So, yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Cook them.
Yeah. Just flew right by them.
Were you all conference or anything throughout high school? I mean, varsity all 4 years.
Yes.
Anything?
I think I was second team for a few things. I forget exactly what. It was so long ago. But
is there any honors or any awards that you've won over the course of your career in general that you don't mind boasting about?
I
It's okay if
believe
not.
I got most improved one year.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Hey,
I could be wrong.
Let's say you did.
I forget.
Let's say she did.
I
Shout
did.
out. So, if you were to compare yourself now to you in high school, what are some big differences? If you were to look in the mirror and you see that version of you now.
Well, so in high school, we were a really good team. We came from, like, North Jersey is, like, Jersey in general, honestly, is, like, really good at lacrosse. A lot of the recruits come out to play in the next level. So in high school, it was, like, very challenging to keep up with everyone.
Right.
And we definitely had, like, a great overall team that would compete with really hard teams, and we still would come out on top, which was awesome. Now, here, we were still a great team with a lot of skill, but we're at the Division I level now, so we face a lot harder competition, I guess you could say. So
Okay.
I had to adjust from going to a high school where we won a lot of games, and we were very competitive, and I came here, and it's very competitive, and we're a great team, but sometimes we didn't get the result we wanted.
Right. So, now let's go to the more human element.
Okay.
You, specifically.
Me.
Yes. Let's say it's you now.
Yeah.
And you freshman in high school. You're looking at yourself in the past. What would you say to that version of you then? Or, like, what are some things, are the pros and cons? Pros and cons of high school you compare to you now.
It definitely goes by really fast.
Oh my God, you're telling me.
Yeah, I feel like I was just started my lacrosse career, like, yesterday, and now
Right.
it's over, which is, like, crazy to think about. But if I could look at myself then and now, I would say that I honestly never gave up. I think there was a lot of like challenges
Resilience.
that I had to face, and I felt like I was very resilient through it all. Like, there was a lot of girls that, you know, faced the challenges and they didn't make it through. So I guess, yeah, give myself a pat on the back for being resilient.
Do you think because you've been an athlete for so long, you've kind of made that your identity?
Yes and no. I feel like sports have been a huge identity and, like, part of me.
Yeah.
But I knew they would one day come to an end, and that's why I
Yeah.
want to continue my career within sports.
How do you feel like you've separated that? Is it through journalism in a way? And we're going to get to that,
Okay.
obviously, at some point. But how do you think you've been able to kind of, because, like, college athletics,
Yes.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, it's
insane. You guys are always busy.
Yes.
Always got something to do. It's insane. But how do you feel you've been able to say, okay, the lacrosse version of me is there.
Done, yeah.
This is me now. How have you been able to cope and deal with that throughout your whole lacrosse career?
Yeah, so like I said before, I knew that my actual athletic career would one day come to an end.
Yeah.
So I knew that I wanted to take my knowledge of sports and what I know
Gotcha.
and put it into my career. So I want to one day hopefully be on ESPN and
So you kind of just changed the outlet.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I want to be a sideline reporter. I want to talk about sports. So I kind of like, yes, I gave up the athletic part, but the knowledge and, like, you know, talking about sports and watching sports and all that and covering them, that will always, like, be a part of my life, I hope.
Yeah,
so
of course.
That's why I was like, you know what,
Yeah.
lacrosse ends, but I will still continue my passion for sports in another aspect.
Do you have any favorite sports teams?
Yeah, so I'm a huge New Jersey Devils fan.
Ooh. Okay.
I love hockey.
Okay.
I'm also a Giants fan and a Yankees fan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What an interesting mix. All New wait, yeah, all New York
New
teams?
Jersey and New York.
Yeah.
From Jersey.
Okay,
you know,
of course.
Can't like the Boston sports.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, I'm the complete opposite. So, like, I'm in the New England area.
Yep.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like, all my sports fandom. We got Cincinnati, we got Oklahoma City, and we got Toronto for
Yeah.
Blue Jays. Grew up a Yankees fan.
Okay.
Because Mariano,
Yes.
like Rivera, but, like, didn't want to be a bandwagon kind of guy.
Okay.
so let me just go to Canada.
Okay.
Kind of accepted that, but it's okay. I still have love for the Yankees.
Great.
Okay. How did the recruiting process work for you? And when did you know that you wanted to play college? In your case, lacrosse.
So you had to start pretty early. So like I said, I started playing in 5th grade, and then I played throughout rec, and then I played in high school. And while I played in high school, I was on a club team called T3 Elite.
Oh.
So we played summer, we played fall, and then I had my season in the spring. And I was always like working out in between, doing things. So I always had to like keep up with my skills if I knew I wanted to play. So yeah, I would say that like towards the end of middle school, like 8th grade, 7th grade, I decided like, oh, I actually wouldn't mind playing in college. Like I would really like to play in college.
You knew that early?
Yeah. It was like pretty early on.
I didn't know what I wanted to eat for breakfast. You knew you wanted to go to college and everything? Wow.
It was hectic. I mean, you definitely had to like start the process early. That's what I didn't realize. Like you may think that it was like really early on for me to make that decision, but you like had to know if you like the process was so long, you had to like know early on. So
For
like
sure.
my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I was already like reaching out to like colleges and looking into colleges, looking into their programs, looking into their lacrosse teams, like seeing like what would fit me best. And obviously a lot of schools were out of my reach, and you know there were some schools where I could easily play at. So I was trying to find like a balance of like, you know, maybe a little bit of a reach, but somewhere where I could play. So, I mean, my goal from when I was little was to play Division I lacrosse.
Wow.
So that was like my dream. I was like, all right, like hopefully I can play Division I lacrosse. Like we'll see what happens. Yeah. And then I think it was, so freshman and sophomore year, I kind of went all over. I toured Marquette in Wisconsin.
Wow.
I toured Campbell in North Carolina.
Sheesh.
I toured, where else did I go? I'm trying to think that. Of,
Did
like,
they
the
pay for
farther
these
schools.
tours, or did you have to?
No, I just had to go.
Damn.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it was nice, like going
Sounds
to
like it was
different
worth
things.
it, though.
Yeah,
Got to experience a lot.
yeah, for sure. So I was looking at a lot of schools, and then yeah, I was looking here, and I started looking here probably my sophomore year. I came to one camp, clinic, whatever you want to call it, and I got invited back to the others. So then I went to like 3 more camps and clinics before they offered me.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they offered me my junior year of high school. So I committed in February of my
Nice.
junior year of high school.
Full ride.
No.
Damn.
But almost.
Come on, Toro.
Over the
What are we
years, it
doing?
increased, but
There you go.
it wasn't a full ride to begin with. But
Hey, you got something, though.
got something.
Hey, better than nothing.
The coach that actually recruited me left. So I got recruited junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I committed here along with 5 other girls that were in my class. And then senior year, we had to come for a camp. We were all committed here. We were all ready to go. And we got an email on the way home from the camp that our head coach was leaving. So
Did they leave on their own will, or they got fired?
I think it was more of like a stepping down type thing. I don't know the details, but
Yeah.
yeah, so old coach left, and now the new coach came in senior year of high school. And no one was really sure what was going on, how it was going to be, so everyone was kind of panicking for a bit.
Yeah,
Then
was your spot still assured? Or
yeah,
okay.
it was still assured. Everything kind of carried over, but, you know,
Yeah.
no one really knew what kind of coach we were going to get.
Right.
If we'd like them, whatever the case is. So it was hectic at one point, but yeah, senior year, when I was in high school, they ended up hiring a new coach, and she's been my coach here for all 4 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, when you had to go through the recruiting process, were you just sending a bunch of emails? Did you have to send any did you have to make your own highlight tapes, everything like that?
We had to send a bunch of emails, and
Yep.
then we had to send highlight tapes as well.
Yep.
I made like a highlight reel. I would send that out to.
Did you use Huddle?
Yeah, Huddle, or there was like a Vimeo or something like that. There was another one, but yeah, I would just have them made. I would get film from different tournaments. All the film would come from like the club team I was on. So in the
Nice.
fall and in the summer, all the film would come from there. You'd make a highlight reel, and you would send it out to all the coaches. And then if they were interested, they'd email you back. They'd ask for a phone call.
Right.
They'd invite you to campus. So yeah, it was a long process, and
Yeah,
it was
that sounds
hard.
so tiring.
It was hard. It was like a job.
Yeah. At any point did you have to make a video and say, "Hi, my name is Madison Palumbo, and like I want like I play at this position." What was your position, by the way?
Attack.
Attack.
So offense.
So did you score a lot?
Yeah.
um, Yeah, but did you have to say like I'm the like a? So would you say I'm a forward, or would you say like is it just attack in general?
It's
attack,
kind
midfield,
of
defense, or is it like? Because I know in soccer, like obviously there's like
yes.
striker, wings, but like is it kind of similar to lacrosse, or just no? I'm an attack.
So in lacrosse, there's usually 4 attackers.
Yep.
There's 3 midfielders.
Okay.
And then 4 defenders.
Yep.
2 goalies.
Yeah.
So usually when you play attack, it's like all offense. But say like we try to. Oh, I hit the mic.
You're good. You're good.
Say we try to score on the opposing goalie.
Yeah.
Goalie saves it and she clears it to her team. We have to technically play defense until the opposite 30.
But if someone asks, "What are you?" Do you say I'm on the attack, or
Yes.
just do you say I'm an attacker?
I'm an attacker.
Yeah. So you're an attacker. So you say, "My name's Madison Palumbo. I'm an attacker for."
Yes.
What was it? Mount Olive? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mount Olive.
Mount
High School.
Olive.
Yeah.
Okay. You shout for Mount Olive, and like these are my highlights. Like,
Yeah.
Did you ever have to do anything like that?
Give some information. You can give your GPA, your height.
Wow.
Yeah, they ask for honestly a bunch of stuff. So you would fill out. You could also make like these profiles, like recruiting profiles, where like you fill out all your information, and then coaches can look at it, and then based off of the information, they'll then reach out to you and whatnot.
Were you as well spoken in high school as you are now?
Yeah.
You seem very well spoken.
I've always been a very social person.
Yeah.
I've had.
You're Italian, right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
Italian.
gotta be the Italian. It's gotta be.
I've
From
always
Jersey?
had no problems talking to people.
Yeah.
Like I'm very social. I'll be friends with anyone.
Have you ever seen The Sopranos?
No. Which is such a shame.
You gotta get on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents have in my family.
An Italian from Jersey.
Yeah.
We gotta get on that.
You gotta get on that.
So, you get to Central.
Yeah.
What year did you end up coming to Central?
So I moved in August of 2019.
Oh, so we came in at the same time.
Yeah.
Look at that. Small world.
Small world.
So, did you have a plan regardless of the cross? Did you already know what your major was going to be off the rip? Did you have everything set for the jump, or how did that work?
So I came in as a media studies major, actually. So still in the comm department, but I wasn't strategic communication. I was media studies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very film-based, which I didn't really love. Like, I didn't want to be, like, a film director or, like, create movies or anything like that. So I was like, I don't really think this is for me. So I ended up switching over to strategic comm, which was, like,
nice.
The, public relations and promotion side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I started there, and then I had to pick a minor. So, yeah, I ended up picking journalism. I almost picked business, but I ended up picking journalism, and I'm very happy about it.
What made you pick journalism is because you knew you wanted to get into the sports
world. Writing, the broadcasting, all that.
How early on did you know you wanted to do that for sure?
Since I was, like, little, like, middle school. Like, I, like, knew that I wanted to be a reporter. So, like, in high school, we had this whole TV production classes you could go to. So I had, like, it was called, like, television production 1, 2, 3, 4, and I did all 4 classes, and I loved it. We had our own news show in high school, different positions, like anchoring, director, teleprompter, all these cool positions. And once I took those classes in high school, I was like, oh, I could really see myself doing this. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to major in television or something along the lines of that. And Central didn't really necessarily have, like, a television program, but they had journalism, so...
So fall of 2019.
Yeah.
And your season is for lacrosse in the spring.
Yep.
Spring of 2020.
You might have cut this part out.
No. You're good. Spring of 2020.
Yeah. Spring of 2020 was COVID.
What happened?
So
how did it all go down for you?
Oh, it was terrible.
Your COVID story.
Terrible. So basically it was, my freshman year, we played like 4 games, I want to say. 4 or 6 games. And we were playing all out of conference teams, so a lot of them were challenging. And I remember that we got, like, an email one day saying that, like, we all had to, like, go home. Like, COVID was, like, running rampant, the whole thing. And, like, everything was just ending, which was, like, bizarre. Like, none of us could believe it. Mm-hmm. So the one thing I remember from the entire thing is one day every athletic team in the department had to go to a root field, which is our football field.
Shout out to the root field.
Mm-hmm. And it was like all the, like, athletic director, compliance, all those members were there, and they basically told us, like, your season's canceled, you're done, go home. And it was like the weirdest thing. Like, every athlete was shocked. Everyone was asking questions. Are we going to get this year back? Are we going to come back in 2 weeks? What's the deal? Is it done for good? Like, it was a lot of unknown, and everyone was like, kind of going crazy. Like, no one knew what was going to happen. So, yeah, I remember that day very well. We were told that we were going to have no sports for that year, and we all just went home after playing 6 games, and that was my freshman season.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
And isn't it crazy how it just seems like a blur from there?
Oh, yeah.
Because
now we're
you're
here,
already done.
Graduated.
What the heck?
It happened so fast.
What is up with that?
Yeah.
Kind of glad that. I mean, obviously, I'm not glad COVID happened.
Yeah.
But the time off was, wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
If you took advantage of it.
Yes.
That's the key. How did you find ways to spend your time or keep in shape, whatever the case was? Just keep your mentals right. Everything. Physically, mentally.
Yeah.
What did you do?
During COVID?
Mm-hmm.
So at home, like, my sister Drew was also an athlete who played lacrosse, and she wanted to play in college, and she played in high school, the whole thing. So during COVID, we would honestly just go on, like, runs and walks around our neighborhood because everything was closed. There wasn't really much we could do. You know, the gyms were closed. Otherwise, we both had, like, a gym membership.
Mm-hmm.
We would do, like, private training with different coaches, whether it was, like, lifting training or, like, lacrosse skills. Like, we would do it all. And when COVID hit, it was hard to keep up with it because no one wanted to do anything. So we kind of had to take it upon ourselves and do the best we can with the circumstances we were given.
So I know for indoor athletes, they still made them wear masks.
Yeah.
But how did it work for outdoor athletes? Did you guys still have to wear masks coming back? And, like, what? Did they let you play in 21?
Yes.
How did that work?
My sophomore year was a little weird. We didn't have to wear masks while playing, but we had to wear the masks on the sideline, which I thought was, like, really weird, but whatever. Yeah.
Interesting.
We could only play teams in our conference. So we could only play, like, Wagner, Sacred Heart, the NEC. We couldn't play any teams out of conference. So sophomore year, actually, we ended up playing every team in our conference twice. And
wow.
We had, like, these weird rules.
Straight rival smoke. Wow.
Yeah. And it was tough playing everyone twice. Like, everyone was just, like, so over it.
Were you ever a captain?
Yes, my senior year.
How did that feel to have that title and have to be a leader or take on a leadership role?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I was very grateful for that opportunity. It was me and 3 other girls on my team who were all seniors. Shout out the others. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. I think I'm a leader, so I thought I'd be, like, pretty good fit in the role and, like, hopefully, like, you know, inspire others and lift them up when they're down and, you know, do all the things a captain should do. So I took on the role and made the best out of it, and I think it went really well. Everyone said the team dynamic was really good this year, so yeah, I think us four captains did a really good job.
Yeah, that's awesome. So every time I have a captain on, I always ask this question and try and get a vibe as to what they say.
Okay.
Do you feel that as a captain, and it's the right time to do so, and you could disagree with me, I'm just wondering.
All right.
Have you ever had to go out of your way to, like, yell at a teammate or, like, get on their ass, or are you more of the uplifter? Was there like a 3 different personality type thing amongst the captains? Like, this is the one that yells and gets the best out of you. This is the one that comforts you and says you're gonna be okay, you got this, and one that's in the middle. Like, how was your leadership style?
All of us were honestly, like, pretty even. I mean, the one captain was a nursing major, so she missed a lot of practice and she missed some games, so she wasn't around as much. But me and the other 2 that were there a lot, we were pretty vocal. I mean, we didn't want to be passive aggressive. We didn't really want to be negative, but if there was a time where we had to, we would. We weren't afraid to, yell at anyone, but, like, we were yelling at someone to help them. It wasn't to bring them down.
Right.
Personally, for me, I was more of, like, the jokester, I guess you could say. So, like, if something happened and everyone was, like, bitching about it or, like, really upset, I would just make a funny joke and everyone would start laughing and then it would be done.
Word.
Or I'd, like, try to give them some confidence and words of advice and cheer them up and take it from there. Yeah.
So now that your athletic career has now passed, R.I.P. But what are some things you feel like you can do to stay in shape or keep, aside from obviously being a journalist, and we'll talk more about that, but I know a lot of athletes, I really struggle with this because I played football all throughout high school. Having that schedule kind of taken away from me, I was kind of lost, didn't know where to go from there. You're on your own, you don't have coaches telling you to do these lifts, you're on this type of schedule, this type of time. Yeah. What are some things you're going to do to, like, get into a routine or, like, just allow you to not feel like there's a hole missing in your heart, if that makes sense. Because I know I don't want to say it's like a postpartum thing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
But now that it's over, I mean, that's a lot of time on your hands.
I definitely was so busy. I mean, being an athlete and then being a double major, I honestly wish I could have gotten a little bit more involved in school, like be a part of different clubs and such. But anyways, forget that. The schedule is what I'll miss the most. I honestly, like, I love being busy. Like, I'm the type of person that needs to be busy at all times. Like, if I have downtime, yeah, I love to lay around every now and then, but, like, I love just constantly doing things. So, not having a schedule is kind of tough. I mean, I loved having, like, okay, well, at least I know I'm working out at 9 a.m. going to lift, and then I have a 2-hour practice, and then we have conditioning after. So, like, I knew I was, like, constantly working out, and then I can go and eat whatever I want, or I could, like, just do whatever. So now not having that schedule kind of sucks, because it's like, oh, I have to go run a mile by myself on my free time. Like, that's kind of tough. And now, fun fact, not to shame on the rec center.
Fun fact. Oh, whoa. Hey, listen.
Once you graduate, I didn't know you can't work out anymore there.
Dude, oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up.
I went there yesterday.
I was there yesterday. When that happened, I was upstairs.
I was there early in the morning.
Dude, I was there.
I was there at like 9 a.m.
I felt terrible.
And I swiped in, and then the worker was like, "Oh, did you graduate?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, you can't work out here anymore."
It's the toughest thing that we face. It's so tough. It's such an awkward position to be in.
Yeah. So I'm upset about that, because like now I don't have it, like, because I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a gym here that I could like go to unless I get a new membership. But I'm gonna be going home soon, so like, not really worth it.
Just like home workouts.
Yeah. So you will find me running a mile around campus like every day. Like that's all I can do. Because I usually would go to the rec center every day.
No, yeah, I feel terrible. I was there yesterday. That's so funny you say that. I totally forgot to bring this up to you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're talking about this now. So I'm one of the managers now at the rec.
Okay.
I was the manager on shift.
Tough.
I was upstairs doing like an inventory on our plates or whatever.
Okay.
I go downstairs, and I see your name on our, because we have like a thing that shows the
who
name
logs
and the
in.
face.
Yeah.
I saw Madison Palumbo, and I'm looking at him like, was she here? And the girl said, yeah. I felt terrible. I had to kick her out because like she graduated, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was at least here. And I. But yeah, I mean, I would have told you the same thing.
Yeah.
I just probably would have maybe worded it a little nicer, like, damn. But yeah, dude, we've had to turn down like 20 people so far.
Yeah, no one knows that.
Because as soon as you graduate,
it's
they're like,
done.
Get out of here.
I thought it would at least go to maybe like June 1st or something.
That's what one of the people that came in 2 days ago tried to say. They said, I was told that on May 31st,
it would be done.
Nope.
I went home and I told all of my roommates, and they were like, no way, I didn't know that. Because, like, all of them were planning on going to the rec center, too, just, like, every day to work out.
It's a good thing you told them.
Good thing I told them, because they were all shocked, though. They were like, oh, shit, like, that sucks. Like, I can't go to the rec center anymore.
Yeah, that's the worst thing we face. Whenever it's December and somehow people graduate or they haven't registered for classes, got to turn those people away or any graduates. It sucks.
So, yeah, not having a schedule and not having the rec center is a challenge. And Stanley Park looks terrible. So, I'm not going to go run around Stanley Park right now.
New Britain.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, I've just been running around campus. That's really all I could do, or like an at-home workout.
Did you have any idea as to how New Britain was before you even truly... No?
So, when I visited, I was like, okay, like, not the best area, but I was like, whatever, screw it, let's go. So, yeah, I get there, and I'm like, all right, our actual campus is in technically Newington, if you think about it.
I think Newington claims.
Yeah.
They won't say it. It really
And
does.
Newington's so nice. So I was like, all right, great, it's in Newington. I mean, if you go over that yellow bridge with the bumblebees on it, you're screwed. So, I never set foot over there. But that area is not the best.
That's so funny you say that. Yeah, no, I always say Newington claims.
Yeah, it does. It's like right there.
It really should.
Yeah, it should.
But now that we're in this part of your life now.
Yes.
Journalistic side of you.
Yes.
Journalist Madison. So, at what point, so obviously it seems like you always said, oh, like it's something I've always wanted to do, but as soon as you were dealt with certain assignments or projects, did you really enjoy that? Was there any point where you're like, I'm not sure, let's see how this goes? Or break down your journey of being a journalist up to this point.
Okay, so freshman and sophomore year were mainly all comm classes.
Yep.
Comm classes and gen eds, which I hated. Naturally, every college student has to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of gen eds, a lot of comm classes. And then once I declared, I switched my major. I was from media studies to strategic comm. So I switched that. And then after I switched, I had to declare a minor. So picking a minor was kind of challenging, but I knew I wanted to do something with sports.
Yeah.
Sports broadcasting, specifically. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do journalism. I almost did business, like I said earlier, but I was like, journalists would fit better. So I started journalism, heavy journalism classes my junior year. So honestly, I had a lot of I started journalism classes during COVID, and a lot of them were online, but they were like the entry-level journalism classes. And then junior and senior year, they picked up a lot. So I got to go in like all the higher-level classes, and this past semester, I actually took the broadcasting class, the TV news practicum, with Christian Maldonado.
Yep.
Shout out.
Yep.
Also, shout out to the 440 class, because you guys are awesome. But
all the people, yes.
I got to meet all of them, which was a great experience, because the comm department is pretty big, so you don't really get to know a lot of the students in your major.
Yeah.
But in journalism, there's only 12 seniors, which I actually loved. I got to know everyone on a personal level.
Classroom, less than a classroom.
Yeah, it was great. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed journalism better than comm, but
really?
I mean, it's good to have a comm degree too.
Yeah, comm classes are interesting because
you really can do anything.
That's true. In terms of what, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we've done a lot of writing.
Yeah, a lot of writing.
For our communications class, you'd think maybe a little more public speaking.
Yes.
You would think a little more.
It's a lot of
talking
writing.
based of a lot of writing.
A lot of writing, for sure.
Writing. What's up with that? I had to type 2 12-page papers this semester.
That's terrible.
Just call me a journalist at this point.
Basically. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was nuts. But have you been in the field yet? Well, I know you have in terms of Newington, because you did that project. We'll talk about that in a second. But what are some other things? Have you ever reported or done any mock live reporting? Anywhere else in Connecticut? Talk to me about any other things that you've had to do.
Not really. So, like I said, with my athletic schedule, it was really tough to, do things outside of the classroom and outside of, being on the field. So I didn't really get to do much in Connecticut. I had one summer internship at Chop Studios in New Jersey, and they were a startup media company. Shout out them.
Chops.
Shout out. Chop, yeah. So I was there for summer of 2022, so last summer. And I would do a lot of, their editing, their graphics, just, helping them out and whatnot, doing what I can. So I had that under my belt. And then, not related, but I worked in an ice cream parlor for 7 years.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough, probably.
Okay, it's a safe answer.
Yeah. Cookie dough, or, there's this one called Cookie Monster, which was cookies and cream and cookie dough together.
It's a great one.
It's a great one.
Don't tell me, do you like mint chocolate chip?
Yeah. You don't like it? No.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yes.
So yeah, I didn't really have that much experience, but then this semester, taking the TV news practicum class helped a lot. It helped me build my portfolio. I got a lot of broadcasting packages done. I got a lot of print sports stories written. So it was very beneficial. But yeah, I haven't done too much. I'm hoping that in grad school, I'll get to do a lot more within that field, because I won't be playing lacrosse anymore. So I'll have a lot of more free time and, connect with people and hopefully, get involved and just do things more within that.
Do you have your TV voice down?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you want to do a little mock for the people?
I don't. Not on the spot. I mean, I kind of just talk the way I talk.
You don't have to.
But
so just a little tidbit in case people don't know. Shout out Miss Dasher.
Yes.
She did one of her assignments on this podcast.
Yes.
And she told me, she looks at me, she goes, "Don't cringe. Please don't." I go, "Nope, you're chilling. Go ahead, do your thing." And she recorded. She's like, "Hi, I'm Alexis Dasher."
Yep.
For CCSU, what was it?
CCSU News.
Yeah.
Well, for the Newington.
What was it? No, but what was it for CCSU? What is that? Is it just CCSU
News? Yeah.
Yeah, she did the whole voice, the whole shebang. It was great.
It was great. Yeah, she is a good news voice. Good little.
Yeah, but talk to me about what you did for my town. What did you do for us?
For your town, I covered the Newington Recreate Camp. And weren't you a counselor?
I was
I
last
thought
year.
so.
I'm surprised. Yeah, you should interview me.
I should have. I was thinking about it because, so for
Yeah.
the story, I was just like advertising the camp and like trying to get it out there to people so they can sign up. So it's like a 7-week program or so with different like theme weeks and field trips and special guests and all this stuff.
Look at you. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to cover that. So shout out Christian again. Maldo, we're really getting all the shout outs.
Yes. This isn't about you. This is about her. I know he's watching, but it's okay.
So he actually connected me with Hadil, this girl.
Shout out Hadil.
Shout out Hadil.
I love her. Great person.
And I was able to talk with her about the camp and interview her. She gave me a bunch of pictures from prior years of all the campers and whatnot. Flyers. So I basically just took all that and embedded it into a story of trying to promote, the town of Newington and surrounding towns to sign their kids up if they need to put their kids somewhere for the day.
So great.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of fun.
Such a great. No, it was really good. I got really tan.
Great.
Sweated a lot.
But it
was worth it.
It was worth it. I really should have interviewed you because I needed one more interview. I should have. I should have.
Then Maldo told you too, right? I'm sure he did.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
How'd you know?
I remember you wearing a Newington like Recreate shirt once in class.
I had the hoodie. We all got a hoodie, the light blue hoodie. We all got that at the
And I knew you were from Newington, so I was like, I think he did, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I was on the time crunch because it was like the end of our season,
of course,
and everything was wrapping up, and like the Newington project honestly came about so fast. So I had to last minute scramble a little bit, but I ended up getting things done, so that was good.
When did you learn how to edit? Truly get into the editing game, and what do you use for your editing software? Like, what's the go-to?
The go-to is Final Cut Pro.
Yes, thank you. We got Team Final Cut.
Team Final Cut. I hate Adobe Premiere.
I can't stand it.
It's too tedious.
It's
bad.
It's just booty.
It's bad.
Compared to, I love it. It's so great.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's
so great. Thank you.
I learned Final Cut in high school, actually, which is great because my my teacher, whatever you want to call it, in high school was, like, showed us all Final Cut. Like, my whole sophomore year, we took television production too, and that was entirely just editing.
Nice.
So I got a lot of editing skills. I'm really thankful for it now because a lot of kids are stuck on iMovie. And I'm like, you can't use iMovie. Come on.
No, can't.
But yeah, Final Cut helps a lot. I think it's really easy to navigate, and it's a good editing software. So I enjoy it a lot.
So when you edit, have you ever had to use your own laptop, or do you just use any like school computer or anything?
I usually
it takes up a lot of storage.
I know, and it's $500 to buy. Well, you can download it illegally. Which did you do? Maybe not. All right, we're gonna just brush that off. Anyway. So, I did download it illegally, actually, in high school, and then it blew up my computer, so I was like, screw this. But, yeah, it's like $500 to buy it, so it's crazy. But
very expensive, but it's great.
It's worth it. But, yeah, so I would actually have to, like, go to Willard de Loretto across the street and edit, because I didn't have it on my laptop.
Well, didn't they also have the Mac lab on campus?
Yes.
You ever gone there?
No? I would usually just go to Willard de Loretto in the journalism lab.
Willy Dilly.
Pretty
good building.
Yeah. Live there.
What would you say is your proudest accomplishment up to this point? Whether it's college, anything in life.
Honestly, getting into the Syracuse Master's program.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That is really big. The deadline to apply was January 15th, and I applied like April 15th because I was like, screw it. Like, I'm just going to apply, see if I get in, whatever. If I don't, if I do, great, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I applied to Arizona State, Quinnipiac.
Sun Devils. Wow.
Yeah, Sun Devils. Quinnipiac Bobcats and Syracuse. And I knew I probably was going to end up going to Quinnipiac because I knew I wasn't going to get into Syracuse, and then Arizona State's all the way across country.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of tough. Would I do it for a year? Yes. But so I really was set on like, all right, Quinnipiac's probably going to be my home. And then April 26th, something like that.
Sheesh.
I got an email saying I got in, and I was like baffled. Like I was in one of my journalism classes, checking my email, and I randomly got an acceptance letter. I was like, there's no way.
Out.
Yeah.
It's so hype.
Only like 20, I think the acceptance rate for my program is like 20%. So yeah, I was like, I got to go. I started this summer, though, which kind of sucks.
It's because of the Italian.
Yeah.
That's what got you over.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. I had an interview, like, through, like, Kira Talent, where, like,
Really?
they ask you questions, and it's, like, a video. Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, it was fine. Like, it obviously went well, but
Yeah.
they asked you like 4 questions, and you had like 30 seconds to prepare the question, then a minute to answer the question.
Oh, wow.
So there was 4 of those, and then there was 1 written response. You had a minute to think of the question, or you had like a minute to think and like 5 minutes to answer.
Oh my gosh.
So it was challenging, but we made it.
So what are some goals, or what do you expect out of yourself once you go to Syracuse and after and beyond?
I'm hoping to get a good job. So the last 6 weeks of the program in the summer. So it's from summer 2023 to summer 24. So I'm hoping that in summer 24, the last 6 weeks are like a capstone internship thing. So I'm hoping I get a good internship, and then from there I'll get a good job working in sports. Hopefully it's broadcasting. I'd love to be a sideline reporter for any sport. I mean, if I could do one, I'd like hockey.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to do the NBA because I'll need one hell of a ladder, but because there's 6'5", so that we're gonna need one hefty mic. Like it's not, but I'll do whatever. I'm really open to anything.
Are you familiar? Like when you say hockey, like how well do you know your hockey?
Like pretty well.
Pretty well.
Pretty well.
Are you familiar with Sidney Crosby?
Yes.
You ever meet Sidney Crosby?
No.
No, I'm saying if you ever do.
Oh, if I ever do.
Tell him about me.
Tell him about you.
I love to chat with
You
Sidney
love
Crosby.
Sidney Crosby.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm not into hockey that much. But
Are you a Penguins fan?
I always said I was. And listen, the Bengals hate Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Hate everything Pittsburgh. But the Penguins logo is so cool. A penguin with a freaking hockey stick.
I know, it is dope.
So cool. And then honestly, I just played the video game and I just picked one player. I was scoring a lot of goals with him, Sidney Crosby. Shout out to Sidney Crosby.
Shout out Sidney Crosby.
Nah, but there ever be any connections?
Yes.
You let him know.
I'll send him your way.
No, I got you and Sophia.
Yes.
You and Sophia. I got my plugs.
Yes,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. For sure.
So when you say a good job, what is a good job in your eyes? Just as long as you get to be a reporter, is that the end goal? Or
yeah.
What are there any other possible outlets where you're like, okay, I'm cool with this?
I would like to be on air, obviously.
Yeah.
I'd like to be at a big time company. I mean, am I expecting to work at ESPN right off the jump? No. But like, would I eventually like to be there? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Any other sports network that's big, like, I'll either be a sideline reporter or just a normal sportscaster at the desk. Like,
right.
I'm willing to do anything.
Have you ever had to do any mock sideline reporting yet?
No, not yet.
Really?
No.
Have you done any practicing at home or anything? Like, do you ever watch let's say you're watching like a football game.
Yeah.
Just watching, and then you see the sideline reporter's like, oh, let's go to, I don't know, random name, Melissa.
Yeah.
We're going to Melissa on the sideline. It's, hey, Melissa. And then Melissa's like, hey, guys, I'm here with, who, like, have you ever had to, have you ever practiced on your own?
I haven't practiced it. I mean, I definitely I grew up watching sports with my dad, my family. Like, we're all big sports fanatics. So I grew up watching them a lot. Have I ever, like, practiced in my free time? No. Yeah. But I feel like I'm a very, like, social person. So I feel like, honestly, like, yeah, everything takes practice. But
do you think it depends on the moment, or do you think it's better to prepare questions when it comes to these type of things? So let's say a team just won a championship. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna have pre-written questions down. I feel like it's better to ask, like, how do you feel right now? Like, what's it like? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's an on the spot kind of common sense type of thing.
Yeah.
And then some people, I'm sure they have like their questions written down, maybe some statistics that they're gonna read out, whatever the case is. Do you have a feel as to what your approach would possibly be? Because I'm sure you, regardless, have to be quick and on the spot.
Yeah.
With, like, what you're gonna ask them.
I mean, I feel like it kind of depends on the situation. Like, if I'm reporting for a game on the sideline, it's kind of gonna be on the fly.
Yeah.
Depends how the game goes. Depends what players. Sure. Perform the best. But
yep.
if I'm having, like, a separate interview with, like, an athlete one-on-one, I'm obviously going to prepare questions.
Yep.
I'm going to do this and that. So I really think it depends on the situation.
What do you think would separate you from the average, or what do you think separates you from the average reporter, if there were to be any competition that you have?
I honestly don't know. I mean...
It's the Italian.
It's the Italian. I'm very sure. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Like, how do you,
my sports knowledge is pretty... up
that's
there.
Obviously great.
I was an athlete, so I think that helps.
Of course,
yeah.
D1 athlete.
D1 athlete, yep.
But what do you think? And I'm just saying this because, like, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be now, but, like, it's good to think about this.
Yeah, it is good to think about.
Like, if let's say, like, I worked for ESPN and I said, maybe one day, imagine I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, crazy.
No, but if I were to say, what do you think separates you from the best? And I say, give me your honest response. Yeah. Would you be like, I'm built different? I would.
Yeah. That. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't.
You're going to be faced with that at some point.
Yeah.
But I mean, you clearly love it.
Yeah.
And I think some people might be doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
But you clearly love it.
I clearly do love it.
That's
I love it. I have a lot of knowledge. I'm very social. I think those are like my main 3 things that I think will help me.
You don't need to, or you could give me the humble response.
Okay.
I usually get the humble response. Okay. But back in high school,
yes,
obviously not everyone can be the top dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Your aspirations are to be a D1 athlete. You're very confident, clearly, and you clearly sound like you were in high school as well. Did you ever at some point walk around school thinking to yourself, like, I'm kind of the shit? It's okay if you did. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yes and no. Yes, because, I knew I was playing at the next level, so that was very humbling. But there was also a lot of girls on my team, shout out to them, that are playing in college, too. So there was, a bunch of us that were, we knew we were playing at the next level. We were really excited about it. We played at a good high school team. Yeah. We had a lot of skill. So, yes and no at times.
Even in terms of just not even just, the athletic standpoint, I don't know if you built a reputation for yourself because you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be going to college, I'm doing this. You're very confident, you could talk.
Yeah.
Did people get intimidated having to talk to you?
Somewhat. I mean, I think what intimidates people is that I'm so friendly. Almost is that kind of weird?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't. Because in class, we're quiet. We had to listen to.
Oh yeah.
What was his name? Jose
Pedro.
Professor Jose.
Something, yeah.
That's what, yeah.
And I mean, it was at 9 a.m. right after lift, so I walked in that classroom every day looking like I just got hit by a truck. I was just over it. I was in the same friggin' black sweatpants and gray sweatshirt every day. Everyone probably didn't think I showered. Great time. No. But yeah, that class was tough. But
it was tough.
Yeah, I am very social. I am very friendly and all that. So, yeah, at some points people are probably like, oh, I don't know this girl at all. And she's fully talking to me we've known each other for 3 years. You know what I mean? So I feel in that aspect, people may come a little, they would think, oh, a little intimidated. But otherwise, no.
Are people very friendly in Jersey, or is it exactly what I think?
Yes and no.
The New York, the New York, New Jersey area.
Yes, we are. We can be a little bitchy. We can, but it's just a Jersey way. Jersey's like a cult. Everyone's just Jersey forever. Yeah, you know what I mean.
If you were to compare Jersey to Connecticut, and listen, it's okay.
I hate Connecticut. I'm gonna lay it out. Okay. Lay it on the line.
Listen, it's okay. Because it's honestly really sad. I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. Every time you hear Connecticut and a TV show or a movie, oh my God, they said Connecticut. Because we never get talked about. And that's sad. I hope at some point somebody, whether it's me, or no, I'm kidding, but somebody, some way, somehow, Connecticut gets put on the map.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's home to me, so
it is home.
I can't shit on home. But
my cousins live in Seymour. Shout out my Connecticut cousins.
Shout out Seymour.
Shout out Seymour. So I had a little bit of knowledge about Connecticut before I decided to come to school here, but yeah, it's not gradual. 1 minute you're in the best area ever in West Hartford, and then the next minute I'm in downtown New Britain. It's kind of crazy, one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
But I mean, compared to Jersey. It's not. Jersey's way better, in my opinion. Jersey, you get the city.
What's there to do in Jersey? Is the boardwalk in Jersey?
Yeah.
The signature?
Wildwood. Yeah. So you get the beach. You get the city. You can go hiking in the mountains, farmland. You can literally do anything in New Jersey, which is the best thing. We got the beach, the Jersey Shore.
What's the funnest thing to do over there, in your opinion?
Jersey Shore, by far.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's great. Our beaches are awesome. They're nothing like Connecticut beaches.
So it's not just the show name. It's genuinely, there's a Jersey Shore.
There's a Jersey Shore.
Wow.
The whole thing. Wildwood's down there, the big boardwalk.
Must get a great tan over there, too.
Yeah, for sure. I love Jersey. I'm a New Jersey stan.
Do you see yourself living in Jersey when it's all said and done? Or do you think, are you a Florida person? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to live in Jersey, but I'm honestly open to anywhere. My mom's side of the family, a lot of them live in Tampa, so
wow.
Florida's nice. But, yeah, I mean, Jersey's just home. Like you just said, Connecticut's home to you, Jersey's home to me. So it's kind of weird thinking about not living there. But, I mean, I'm very open to new things. So, I would live somewhere else, but if I could live there and I had a great job, everything around there is awesome. It is very expensive, though.
Because you've been a full-time student and athlete, and it seems like because you keep saying, or you have said, that you have enjoyed and embraced taking on a lot of things, and you can't be bored or just sitting still. Mm-hmm. But in a way, have you ever felt that you overloaded yourself in a way? And have you ever had or dealt with any I don't know. I don't want to use the word anxiety, but like anything where it's like you felt like your mental health was in distress. Like, has it ever been like you ever faced adversity in that way?
Yeah, there was some points where like things got tough. Like everything was very overwhelming. There was a lot to do. I mean, my schedule was lift, practice, conditioning, homework, classes, like social life, all in one day. So like it was tough trying to like balance it all. Probably my worst semester was honestly last semester in the fall. I just wasn't having a great semester. I didn't love my classes. Things just kind of seemed off. But, yeah, nothing, like, ever bad, concerning, Just normal student-athlete stuff, Highs and lows.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's just how life is.
Yep.
What do you think people, friends, family, or whoever can expect out of you? Like, the next leap, the next great thing. What do you think? Like, what's next besides school? Like, do you have any other goals in life? Get a dog? I don't know. Just anything.
Yeah,
little.
I would love a dog actually.
Yeah?
But
Do you have a favorite breed?
like labs, kind of basic.
No.
I would love a cane corso, but that thing would walk me. Or bite my head off.
Those things are huge.
Huge.
Oh my god, that's like a Sandlot dog.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
A cane corso. How did that come about?
Italian Mastiff. Can't go wrong.
You see what I mean?
But yeah,
that's great.
I'd love to get a dog. I'm moving into my own apartment in Syracuse by myself, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna be living by myself for the first time ever.
Have you lived in a house off campus, or have you had a dorm at any point?
So I was on campus for my first 2 years at Central. So I lived in James Hall. Shout out James. For freshman and sophomore year, and then junior year and senior year, we lived in that white and red house right across from Davidson on the corner of Stanley.
What was it like living in a dorm?
It was all right. We lived in a suite, so like the suite wasn't bad. There was 5 or 6 of us, so yeah, it was nice like having people, but at times
5 to 6?
Yeah, we were all on the lacrosse team. So
did that ever bug you at any point? Having to share space with that many people?
Yeah, I mean, we had our own common room, which was nice, so we had like something outside of the dorms. We had our own bathroom, so we definitely had like, good things to the dorm, but at times it would get like annoying, like, oh, I just want my own space, my own time by myself. So yeah, now in the house, we all have our own room, which is really nice.
What's been the hardest part about living in a house? Now that you got the experience earlier, like in terms of like owning a house or like renting.
Honestly, not much has been challenging. I mean, we have my house, we're really on top of things. We're clean. We have a chore list. So, yeah, following the chore list maybe has been the toughest challenge, but we're usually pretty on top of it. Shout out 1600, everyone in my house. Shout out to the girls.
What about, I was asking somebody this. They said that they rarely do any grocery shopping in their house. What about grocery shopping? Has that been
It's been a challenge this semester it's been a challenge because, number one, being in season, you're either home for a game or you're on the road. And half the time, you're provided with food. So... And it's hard to go food shopping and, like, make full-on meals when you have an away game and you're not going to get back till 10 p.m. So, like, this semester was really challenging. I honestly probably went food shopping, like, twice. And I've just been, like, getting food out, which is terrible. Sorry, Dad. But, like, spending so much money is, like, a challenge. But, I mean, usually I'll try to make meals if I can. Like, in the fall, I would make a lot of meals because I had a lot more time. But in season, it was definitely a struggle. I don't mind grocery shopping. I'll do it. But, yeah, it's hard with a tough schedule.
Do you have a dream interview that you would ever love to do? Whether it's athlete, celebrity, whoever?
Yeah, maybe.
Think about that yet?
Maybe a celebrity. I'm trying to think. Or an athlete.
Any favorite icons of yours?
I love Lil Wayne.
Really?
Yes.
Lil Wayne stan?
Lil Wayne stan.
That's awesome.
He is awesome. For athlete, I'm trying to think of who. I definitely have one, but I can't think of it right now. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta come back to that.
That's fine.
But
I'm sure you'll figure that out at some point.
Love Lil Wayne. He's awesome.
We'll just go with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Wayne.
Shout out Lil Wayne, for sure.
I told you I was going to ask you 3 things.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Do you think I'm going to remind you as to what they are?
Okay.
Do you think you're finally ready to answer them?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We're going to start with favorite TV show ever, or movie, or if you really feel like you could share both.
Okay. Favorite TV show? I really liked One Tree Hill growing up.
What a great shout.
What a great
Is that the
show.
first One Tree Hill shout I've gotten here? It might be.
Really?
I loved that show.
That show was great. It just throughout
So
high
good.
school, it's all I watched. It was great.
What a good show. So you got taste.
Yes.
That's a great one.
Movie? I don't know, because there's just so many movies. And honestly, I'm not a big TV person. Like, it took me like
Really?
4 years to finish One Tree Hill. Like, I don't have a good attention span. So, in my free time, I'm not like, oh, let's sit down and watch a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I like all movies. I don't know. Comedies are good. I'll watch a horror movie. I don't care. I don't know.
So what would you do to have fun or like spend your free time? Like if you're not working or
Yeah,
you know, work out, like what do you do?
I usually like going out with friends. Just hanging out with friends, honestly, period. I like working out a lot. I love shopping. So Shopping, yeah. You can find me shopping, hanging with friends, working out. I actually like painting, believe it or not. And I'm like not bad, so I like painting and drawing. It's
I respect
cool.
that. That's fire.
Yeah.
Favorite music album or artist?
Lil Wayne.
Favorite album?
Is it the Carter 3? I don't even know. There's so many of them.
Yeah,
The one with
Carters.
6 foot 7 foot on it. I think it might be the Carter 3.
Music fans, don't be mad. I'll look that up real quick.
Yeah.
I got you. But while I'm looking that up, last but not least, some words of advice or wisdom to our lovely people or whoever's listening or watching. Shout out to you.
So I'm a big like everything happens for a reason person. In life, like we come across so many like ups and downs and challenges and surprises and whatnot, and like yeah, it's easy to like get upset over, but I'm just so like whatever. Everything happens for a reason. Go with the flow, and
Nice.
that's it. That's how you gotta
You
live.
seem like an optimist.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And it was the Carter 4, by the way.
The Carter 4.
It's okay.
Carter 3, I think, was a Millie.
Probably.
So.
You probably know more Lil Wayne than I do.
I love Lil Wayne.
That's
It's
great.
great.
That's good.
Lyrical genius.
At some point in the future,
Okay.
when you are in the field, you're in the trenches, you're doing your thing, we're gonna do this again.
Yes, for sure.
We're gonna
Let's
do this
do it.
again, and it's gonna be great to compare yourself then
To now.
to now.
Yeah.
So say hi to you in the future when you're a sideline reporter.
Yeah. Hey.
That'd be great. But I really appreciate this. This was great, and it was great to get you on before you had to leave.
Yeah.
Thank God we got this to happen. That's great.
For sure.
Madison, I appreciate you. Captain Mambo.
Captain Mambo.
That is fantastic. I appreciate all of you for listening and watching. My heart is with you all. Everyone is starting still being written. Don't give up. She's an optimist. So should you.
So should you.
You should be one too. Yeah, but I love you all. Appreciate you all. That said, ciao for now. Peace.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.